Alright guys, we nearly stuffed it up against Denmark, but thankfully we've made our way through the round of 16. We're here in Durban. Now just look, I know everyone's writing us off here against Brazil, but we beat them 2 World Cups ago, this exact same stage, okay? So we know we can do it. We've peaked since then. They're also peaking, defending champions, #1 team in the world, so that's not much of an argument, but let's have some faith in ourselves. Let's give it everything we've got. If it comes off brilliant, if it doesn't, we're staying here in a casino. We can have an almighty booze up afterwards, okay? Give it your best, then we continue, or we get absolutely hammered, boys. We win either way.
Party in the streets and the city's on fire.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 149 of the New Zealand Builder Nation here on Shaun Does FM with both Kashmir Kitgill and the All Whites. I hope you're doing well. And coming up today, we've got the round of 16 of the FIFA World Cup. We've gone to Durban, so there is a bus trip before we take on the #1 team in the world and the defending champions, albeit they haven't been us so far in this save. We take on Brazil, so if you're looking forward to that as well as maybe a quarter-final if we somehow get past these guys and it doesn't take too long. But if you're looking forward to that, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. We've got this far off the back of taking on Denmark in the second round in yesterday's episode, so if you missed that one, I'll leave a link to it over in the top right corner because we've made the move to Durban. Did think we'd do this one today instead of yesterday, seeing as that Denmark game did go to extra time, picked up a 4-2 win there after nearly bottling it in the second half. And our reward for that is that we do get to take on Brazil. But of course, we did beat this team back, I believe, at the 2030 World Cup. I think we won that game in extra time from memory. Can't check on the data hub here or international management, albeit if we go over to schedule, might be able to track back just far enough to actually see, seeing as the save has been going on for a while. And indeed, it was the World Cup round of 16 since the exact time we beat Brazil 5-4 in extra time. And to be fair, I think back in 2030, we didn't have quite as strong a squad here with the All Whites. So hopefully we can pull off something similar here and make our way through to a quarterfinal for the second time in this save, albeit this time I think Brazil might be a bit stronger. Back then, they're about the third or fourth best team in the world. This time, they are #1 and they are the defending champions of this competition as well. So definitely a bit stronger than 8 years ago. They come into this one having won 3 of their games at this World Cup. The only hiccup was a 1-1 draw with Bulgaria, so I suppose that does mean they are a bit beatable. They just got past Turkey in that second round clash 1-0 thanks to a pretty early goal from memory. I think that was the scoreline. Doesn't pop up there if we have a look at the schedule. There it is, 1-0, exact same result as what it was from their pre-tournament friendly. Early goal there to Evan normal days, and that was enough to send them through here to the second round. But they're clearly the favourites for this game. But to be fair, we're not that bad a team these days here with the All Whites. We've got a group of players who are pretty much in their prime for a World Cup, around that 30-year-old mark. And also, these days, we are ranked number 18 in the world. So certainly our highest ranking so far in this save. Hopefully, we can pull off another upset here as we do take on Brazil. If you're wondering, other games in the round of 16 there, we did run through those late on in yesterday's episode. Some crackers there like France, England, as well as Italy, Spain, Germany, Switzerland, and Belgium, Argentina. Aussie actually could go further than us because they take on Ukraine. That would be a little bit annoying after we absolutely waltzed our group a couple of days ago. In terms of our squad going into this game, thankfully most players are fit and available, but unfortunately the former Brazilian Marcus Vinicius is suspended for picking up too many yellow cards. So it definitely means Louis Evans, our only balling midfield option, out and out in the squad for this game. So one less player on the bench, but to be fair, that shouldn't be an issue. And if we are going to miss any player, it's probably good that it's someone who is currently playing for the Kashmir Technical B squad. But as I said, we have moved to Durban for this game, our first time here during the course of this World Cup. So before we get stuck in to this round of 16 clash, the big one where we take on Brazil, it's time to do a bus trip to the Moses Mabhida Stadium. And seeing as FIFA are still paying for our accommodation here at this World Cup, now that we are into the round of 16, we are going to stay again here at a 5-star hotel in Durban. This time, going to go a bit closer to the ground, unlike in Joburg the other day. just edited that bus trip earlier today. That was a bit of a struggle having to skip over Joburg because of the roading system, but thankfully quite close to the ground. We have found a 5-star hotel, albeit the actual rating from Google not quite as good. We're on Battery Beach Road, which is a great name for a beach. It is just down the road. Thankfully, or hopefully anyway, our players can go to the next door Durban beach. That does sound a bit of a more reliable name for a beach, but we are staying at the Suncoast Hotel and Towers. There you can see it's got a pool, coffee makers in the rooms, decent looking bed there. What else have they got in terms of photos on Google? They've got cocktails, and we might need those after this game because we're probably going to lose to Brazil. It'd be nice to beat them twice in World Cup. Don't know if that's going to happen. It all does look quite nice there at the Suncoast Hotel and Towers. Also nearby a casino like our first place was. So this could be a very good place to stay before we get knocked out from a World Cup. There you can see the actual website, Suncoast Towers. They've got all sorts going on in there, spa, dining, casino, it's all going on. So I think this is quite a handy spot to be staying here in Durban while we're here for the round of 16, and maybe if we get past that, we might also be staying here a bit longer for the quarters and maybe the semis before going back, I'd imagine, to Soweto for the final, considering that stadium is so freaking big. Apparently, August Awesome spoils at the spa, not too sure what's supposed to be in there. But anyway, let's go over and have a look at the bus trip for this one. It's not very long, it's only 4 minutes, 1.5 kilometers via Battery Beach Road. As I said, that does not sound too enticing, I have to say. But I don't know if we're going to get too much of a look at the beach with this bus trip that we are going to take, going a bit more inland past the Durban beachfront promenade and then a little bit past Kings Park Pool before we make our way to the stadium itself. So let's look here at this bus truck being stuck in from the outside of where we are staying. And I'm pretty sure behind those palm trees is our hotel that we're staying at here for this bus trip. There's a little bit of an inner road there that we can't quite get on with Google Maps, but I'm pretty sure that's where we're staying. It looks like Towers. So now we're going to head here up Battery Beach Road. Apparently, we want to come hungry. What's that for? What is that place? That does look like a quite decent burger. Daytona Spur, I think that might be the name of the burger. Is it the name of the place? Spurs. That's a really unfortunate name for a burger chain. It's probably the bottliest burger chain going around. But now let's make our way up Battery Beach Road and start to make our way here towards the Moses Mabhida Stadium, which, if you're wondering, in fact, here's the entrance to where we're going to be staying. Hotel parking over there, I think it says, but obviously quite a nice complex here for us with the All Whites. Hopefully will prep us nicely to beat Brazil for the second time in this save. And to be fair, we've only taken them on that one previous time at the World Cup. Does look like actually over here they drive on the normal side of the road, so that's quite good, albeit Google Maps won't let me do that. But let's just go past here, this other entrance for where we're staying. This place be freaking massive by the looks of it. That might be the casino entrance or maybe or something else on the property, but we keep going up here, Battery Beach Road. But Moses Mabhida Stadium, if you're wondering, that is named after a former South African Communist Party General Secretary. So there's your fun fact there about the stadium that we're going to today as we keep making our way here up Battery Beach Road. So far, not a lot going on, not too many beach views as we anticipated as we're making our way away from the towers, which I think are back over there now. So to be fair, quite a curvy road here that we're going up here in Durban as we make our way a bit closer to the Moses Mabhida Stadium. To be fair, does look like quite a nice day and quite a beachy atmosphere, I think, quite similar to where I live, at least in terms of the beach nearby here. Now, I want to go around this roundabout and keep going straight. We continue on Battery Beach Road. It doesn't really entice you too much, that name, because there is actually a beach nearby called Battery Beach. It sounds like somewhere that they might dump car batteries or something, which isn't too enticing. That might be the least sandy beach experience going around. But we're going to go around another roundabout here again. There's an entrance to where we're staying. So this place has all sorts of entrances that actually would have made this bus trip a heck of a lot quicker. Maybe this casino is enormous. Might be all the gambling that happens in South Africa. Now, unfortunately, I was supposed to go right there, so let's just fix this and sort this out. Going under the bridge here, we're pretty good at this. Hopefully won't be too many issues as we continue on Battery Beach Road. And as I say that, we've got a bit of a stoppage here, so let me just find the next point that we can go to on this bus trip. And thankfully not too far in front, because there's the bridge back there and we're making our way over here. And there is the stadium that we are playing at. So to be fair, we could almost have walked from where we were staying there, especially some of those entrances a lot closer to the ground. But here is the Moses Mabhida Stadium. You can kind of tell from that big arch over it, almost Wembley-like. Says the guy who's never actually been to Wembley, but looks kind of similar from pictures, he says, without really having too much of an idea. Now, can we take a right-hand turn? Do we want to do that? Apparently not. We want to keep on going straight here down Blimmin Battery Beach Road. So let's do that. Let's just see if there's another entrance coming up here on the right-hand side. Not too sure. In fact, this, I think, is the entrance to the stadium itself. I think I saw a sign there on a previous shot before. We go here, and it looks like some roadworks are taking place back just after this place did get built. So let's see if we can find something decent on the other side. But this is a very, very old photo. But here is another view of the outside of the stadium, and we might be able to park in there and sneaky make our way into the inside of the ground. Let's just see what else is going on here on this road curving around the Moses Mabhida Stadium. In fact, we can't, so I think that's about all we can do here for this bus trip in today's episode. Let's try and get a decent look now at the inside of the ground. And we've got a couple of options here for having a look at the ground itself. The first one is from that big arch that we just saw, so it's definitely climbable. As you can see, it's a bit of a round stadium, so it's not actually the best one here in terms of shape for a football game. It does actually almost look like it's better suited to AFL or cricket or something. But there's the view from up above quite a way. Let's get out of that because I absolutely hate heights. But there you can see where we just came from over there. That's probably Battery Beach, and over here you've got Durban Beach with the much more normal name next to the golf course. Now let's have a look at a bit of a better view of the inside of the stadium. It is again in a bit of oval sport mode, which is not ideal, but there you can see it when there's nothing really up, no post for rugby or football or anything. But as you can see, a decent stadium. To be fair, doesn't look anywhere near as big as the one back in Soweto that we've played our last couple of games at in this World Cup, but still pretty decent compared to what I'm used to playing at with Kashmir Technical in the save. And I think there's one more a bit closer to the centre of the ground. Let's just see if this one's any decent, if it lets me click on it, because it looks like the big red dot thing there might get in the way and it doesn't pop up. So let's just see maybe if that one's a bit better. In fact, no, that's from back up the top. So I think as we say goodbye to the Indian family, that this is our best look here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, where hopefully we can pull off another upset against Brazil and make our way through to the quarterfinals. And here are the team sheets for this round of 16 clash at the FIFA World Cup 2038. Now, I did say before we were fully fit and available, kind of lied. Lucas Kelly-Heald over Simon Curtis, not quite on a full green heart. And also, that's the case with Shaun Pearce and Jamie Young in central attacking midfield. But thankfully, Justin Keats back isn't too bad in central attacking midfield. So he comes in there. Chris Jones keeps his spot at right wing. So two changes for the side that we did have taking on Denmark. Hopefully can push Brazil close here as they try and defend their title. And it's taken quite a while, just past the half-hour mark, but eventually we get the first highlight in this game, and no surprise it is in favour of Brazil. They do try and take that one short. We hit it away as we're wearing here the slightly interesting white shirt with the black shorts. A shot there, not too sure who that was from. To be fair, we did put him under good pressure, but thankfully we did that because that one comes off the post, did beat Alex Paulson, but to be fair, I think he might have had that one covered that time. But Brazil there with the first decent chance that we do see in this game, but so far doing okay, still 0-0. And going forward about 10 minutes from that previous highlight, now it's a free kick here to Brazil, which Brito will try and take here with his left foot, looking for the top left corner. And that one also comes off the woodwork. We clear it away. Bagara will tidy things up. But unfortunately, unlike yesterday, looks like Brazil here going to get all the highlights in the first half. Hunter with an overhead kick, and then it fell to someone there for Brazil right in front of goal. But thankfully, Lucas Kelly-Heald apparently there with a big block to send that one over the crossbar, because that did look like a pretty big sitter. It goes back there to Bagara, but thankfully he skies that one through his own fault. So some good late chances there for Brazil. Lots of shots off late in those last couple of minutes of that first half, but we're still in this game at 0-0 maybe. We can worry them out of this, kind of like we did the last time that we played them at a World Cup. So far, not really doing a lot in terms of attack in this game. So we'll tell the guys, going to need to shoot more in this game and really need to try and be a bit more positive in the second half. Everyone out there looks like they're on a decent rank, so no changes needed, as it's still locked up at 0-0. Albeit it isn't taking long here in the second half for me to start to think that we should be making some subs, because Adam White's picked up a yellow card and also Tressel out there on a 6.4 at right back. So we're going to switch here, both our wing backs coming on. It will be Darman as well as Phoenix. Still 40 minutes left and 0-0. And we're just coming up to the hour mark in this game, and Louis Evans off the back of picking up a yellow card only a few minutes ago now does drop down to a red heart. We'll deal with these other players on average ratings first now. Justin Kidd and Chris Jones both going fairly. What we might do here is take off Chris Jones, put Keith back to right wing, Jamie Young, not quite on a full green heart, but should still be okay for the last half hour of this game. And also, now we need to figure out who's going to play defensive midfield. I'm actually thinking that Ryan Billingsley could be a decent option in a game against Brazil. Maybe some extra height and defensive know-how might help us out without someone like Marcus Vinicius. So a couple of changes here with a half hour left, but thankfully, somehow, this game's still 0-0, despite the fact that Brazil have been well and truly on the front foot, and now it looks like time for our final sub, Michael Cornelis Beale. He's dropped down to a red heart. Coming on for him, we'll bring on Sam Clark. That's all our subs used, still 0-0. And only a few minutes off back of that final sub, eventually get the first highlight here of the second half. This time a free kick in our favour, albeit don't keep the ball for long there. Josh Pickering gets it tackled off him. Brazil there on the attack, albeit not for too long. Kelly Heald tidies things up and plays that one back to Alex Paulson. Now Tyler Binden tries to take on his man there in the middle, gets a bit sandwiched up, and thankfully eventually Alex Paulson does find Darman in a ton of space down that right hand side. Actually starts to make his way forward quite impressively as well. Plays that one back to midfield. Clark will pick out Jamie Young, slots through George McDonald, tight angle, but beats Clayton in goal, and out of absolutely nowhere we take a 1-0 lead. Must have been onside. I thought the might have just been off, but they don't even check this one through VAR. Are Brazil going to get FM'd by us yet again? That's a really good pass there from Young to McDonald, but still had a fair bit of work to do. That's not great work there from Clayton in goal for Brazil. But with only 20 minutes left, we're 1-0 in front. And just as we're about to make our way into the last 10 minutes of this game, we get the late stages there of a corner to Brazil, as I was about to start time wasting as well. That's a bit cheesy, didn't even see half of that one, but it makes its way into the back of net. Hater will put that one away. To be fair, based on stats, hard to argue Brazil didn't deserve to equalise this one. They might have even taken a deflection there from Darman before Paulson tried to save it, but that's unfortunate, because I was about to make my way to the last 10 minutes of this game and start actually doing some time wasting stuff, but unfortunately, just like yesterday, we can't hold a lead. So now we might just go slightly more attacking here in terms of player roles, with our wing back as well as our right winger also go a bit wider, and tell our goalkeeper to also distribute to the full backs as well. Let's just see if that might help us. Don't want to go too crazy, because 1-1 still not bad against the number one team in the world and the defending World Cup champs. And there was a brief highlight there that we nearly cut out, but now there's another throw in here for Brazil. Good tackle from Billingsley. Let's see if that encourage does cut out this highlight. It does not, so a late chance here for Brazil, a thrown inside of the final third. They put that one into the mix of Cody Phoenix, though. Will head that one away. They pull that one back there. I think that's Spinola who was on the ball. It goes back there to Hunter. Now header. Thankfully, Cody Phoenix can pump that one deep. Hopefully, George McDonald here can put some pressure on him. It's the goal scorer there, Hater, who was on the ball before. Now Eric plays that one forward to Wilson, and Spindola is back on the ball. They're just keeping it here amongst their defenders. Hopefully, might find a way to win this ball off them. We don't, but to be fair, that highlight not up to too much off the back of what we saw from that throw-in. But 1-1, pretty lucky with one shot on target from 2 overall. But of course, that does mean now we can pull back to our usual style. So I think that's a smart option here. Going to extra time with Brazil. We will keep on distribute to full-backs, but we'll just go a bit more narrower with our attack. But also, we can make our last sub here. Josh Pickering and Justin Keat are both really struggling with their ratings. So I'm just debating here which one of these two players that we might take off. I think Justin Keat, coming back from injury, might be the better option, especially as we've got a lot more right-wing options than left-wing options on the bench. I'm leaning towards Gabriel Mushi. Being a striker could be quite useful in a shootout. We'll just check him compared to Hall Jones and Olise as a penalty taker, but to be fair, not much difference between all those three. So we'll change to right winger going to extra time. But let's see if we can do Brazil yet again at a World Cup in added time, as it's 1-1 at the end of regular. And a very early highlight here in this first half of extra time. It's a free kick there to Brazil, and they play this one in behind, albeit Darman does get there before Lima, to be fair, does quite well there to not concede a penalty. And now a chance for us here to actually do something on the counter-attack. Some good clearance work. McDonald will pick out Mucci, some fresh legs here down that right-hand side. Exactly the player that we do want on this ball. Floats this one far post looking for George McDonald. Can't quite get up to head that one away like he did against Denmark yesterday, but Clark will find Darman in a ton of space and buries that one bottom left corner. Martin Darman having a very good game here. Did help set up that first goal that we scored and buries that one out right back. To be fair, Clark found him in a ton of space there off the back of that ball that did get played in from Mucci. In there for McDonald. Pickering picks out Clark. I thought there he might go to the guy who was a bit deeper, but thankfully picks out Darman, buries that one into the bottom left corner. That makes it 2-1, still FMing them absolutely, but now it's time for us here to start time wasting a little bit earlier than we did back in regular time, and hopefully we can hold on and knock Brazil out of another World Cup. And just like the first half of extra time, very early highlight here in the second, and again, it's a throw-in to Brazil, very similar to the late highlight there in regular time, but that's a poor pass there and a chance for us here again to maybe hit them on the counter-attack. Pickering picks out Mucci, who for some reason cuts in field where there was lots of space there down our right-hand side. Now More starts to make his way towards the box, plays that one back there to Lima. Good chance. Don't think Paulson would have got there, but thankfully just misses his target. So a big chance there for Brazil to pull a goal back. Thankfully they don't. But now at the emergency number time, 1-1-1, there is a corner here to Brazil. Vitor Roque gets that one back, takes on a shot. It falls there oh so kindly to Spindola. That's a bollocks goal to concede. But we were FMing them. Oh, that sucked. That was all sorts of messiness near inside the box. I can't even speak English. I'm so filthy with that goal. But Brazil, they do grab an equaliser. What on earth has happened? I think Clark there and Paulson have gone each other's way. And Spindola will put that one away. So let's stop doing the time-wasty stuff, which was actually working quite well. But boy, that's an ugly goal to concede. Jamie Young actually on an orange heart. Hopefully that won't be too serious if we do manage to find a way to come back over the top of Brazil. But that is a very cheesy goal, albeit, as I said, based on stats, they do probably deserve that. Only 1 minute of added time, and we are going to a penalty shootout against the defending champions. Josh Pickering can go first. He's our usual penalty taker, to be fair. Then it's George McDonald, and after it gets a bit more tricky, got the likes of Jamie Young on that injury of quite good composure, but still, I think we'll put him third, followed by Mushi, and after that, Cody Phoenix, easily the best finisher of the rest. So I think Cody Phoenix will be our fifth penalty taker, and off the back of that, I think we're going to have to do this on composure. So Sam Clark, sixth, of course. He was a player who missed a penalty in the Champions League final last week. I think hopefully that won't happen again. Tyler Binden, seventh. And from there, I think we want Alex Paulson in eighth, a bit early for our goalkeeper. Followed up there, let's chuck in maybe Lucas Kelly-Heald, followed by Billingsley, and Martin Darwin can go last, a bit harsh considering he scored the goal in extra time. Now, I think we just want to tell the guys here that we've done well so far. Hopefully they can finish it off. We're absolutely FMing Brazil here. But again, we had the lead twice in that game and kind of blew it. So a bit frustrating before we get stuck in to the shootout. Let's sort out the camera angle. And now we are good vertical scrolling on reverse, and first up it is us. And Josh Pickering, our usual penalty taker from Porto, will take the first one. I'm sure Clayton's moved earlier, but he comes up with a save. And we are already behind. But to be fair, usually in FM, that's not a bad thing. Next up, Vitor Roque for Brazil. Paulson kind of goes the right way, but gets nowhere near it. So Brazil do take an early lead. But usually in FM, the team that misses first does go on to win the shootout. Next up, George McDonald do need to score this one. Sends Clayton the wrong way. Top left corner. That's how you do it. Josh Pickering, our captain, gets us back on track. Now, hopefully Alex Paulson can come up with a save. Did save quite a few penalties back when he was at AFC Auckland with us. Molevi goes closer down the middle. Paulson goes left, gets nowhere near it. So Brazil still in front here 2-1. Now Jamie Young on that injury. This one a bit risky, but sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Goes right centre and puts that one away nicely. So back to 2-2. But now need Alex Paulson to come up with a save or Brazil to miss the target. For guys, we'll try and put that one away. Paulson did guess right, but unfortunately couldn't quite reach it. 3-2 Brazil. Next up, Gabriel Mushi, who came off the bench going into extra time. What can he do? Sends Clayton the wrong way. Good penalty. That makes it 3-3. Now is the time that we probably need Alex Paulson to step up. Spindola, who scored that ridiculous goal to tie things up in extra time, puts that one away, sends Alex Paulson the wrong way. And we are now in must score and must save territory. So it is going to be, I think from memory, it was... He says, trying to remember, it is Cody Phoenix, that's the name, Shaun, our replacement left back, who needs to put this one away. Can he do so? Clayton goes the right way, but thankfully he puts it away. Does Cody Phoenix from the Western Sydney Wanderers? That's a bit of a mouthful. But now Alex Paulson, can he come up when it matters from the penalty spot? He's been pretty good at penalty saving, both in the save as well as in real life, albeit that was back when he was a Phoenix player. In real life, Marcus Antonio sends him the wrong way, and we get knocked out of the World Cup on penalties by Brazil. Josh Pickering, he's the villain. He missed the very first one. Unfortunately, what usually happens in FM didn't happen there. Brazil put all of theirs away, and we get knocked out. To be fair, based on stats, not too sure how we even took that game to penalties, but after holding the lead twice, that's pretty frustrating. And that Spindola goal, I'll have nightmares about that. That was an absolute mess inside the inner box. Somehow he towed it away in super slow motion, and Brazil get their revenge on us for 2030 at this exact same stage, but this time they do so on penalties. They knock us out 5-4. So an absolute bugger for us there in that round of 16 clash at the World Cup. We went really close to upsetting them, but Josh Pickering with that miss there in the penalty shootout also conceded 2 goals from set pieces, which is very annoying. Those goals did feel a little bit cheesy. The fact that the highlight started a bit late for that first goal, and then that toe poke home in super slow motion. But unfortunately, Brazil did clearly outplay us. They deservedly go through to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. But to be fair, that's not too bad. We got a bit earlier than I was hoping for in the round of 16. But it is to the number 1 team in the world and the defending champions. Young gets injured. We don't care about that anymore. Pickering and shootout agony. Pulled hamstring it is for Jamie Young, but hopefully we can build on this World Cup performance and have a real crack the next time around, because that probably will be our last World Cup that we manage in this save before we do go forward and sim a decent amount to see if New Zealand can keep their spot up there inside the top 20 of the world rankings. And we have actually got a bit of a boost off the back of that performance, even though we didn't go through to the quarters. We are now 16th in the world, so that is quite a good place to end this World Cup inside the top 16, having made our way into the round of 16. But that will do it for today's episode and our time at the World Cup here in 2038. Unfortunately, best team in the world did us there in a penalty shootout. If you enjoyed it, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. We'll come back in tomorrow's episode to finish the week. Also worth noting, going to be a bit of a dad's army next time around. Might be a bit of a different looking squad if some of these guys do start to deteriorate. That could be quite interesting. I also think Alex Paulson probably going to be retired by the time we get to that 2042 World Cup. But next game with Kashmir Tech, actually quite a big one. Western Suburbs, early stages of the Chatham Cup. Somehow we've got them in the 3rd round. We might come back and play that in 7 days' time, especially because around that time, and in fact now in game, all the players in Europe, they are leaving their clubs available on a free transfer. So I think all I'll do between now and tomorrow's episode is see who I can sign at Kashmir Tech, because it does mean if we finish up this save next World Cup, we've only got one more Club World Cup with Kashmir Tech, which is a bit of a bugger, but unfortunately we got screwed a couple ago when Auckland City for some reason did go instead of us. So hopefully I can raid some good European leagues, get their good young talent that they've released on free transfers, and build a nice squad here at Cashmere Tech before that next Club World Cup in 2041. But we'll come back tomorrow for an OFC Champions League final rematch and take on Western Suburbs in the Chatham Cup, and also do an update on what's happened while we've been away at the World Cup back in Christchurch. So until then, thank you very much for watching, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.